Fire away.
Patrick, this is obviously a big game in the division. Are you surprised at all that if you win this, you'll be 3 games up in the division after all the moves that were made in the West to make this a little more competitive for you guys?
Yeah, because you understand, we've played 2 of these teams now. We haven't played Denver yet, but you know that they're great football teams. They just, in football, man, anybody can beat anybody any day. And so it hasn't gone their way in some of these games, these close, hard-fought games. But we understand how good the Chargers are. We're not looking ahead to being 3 games up or whatever it is. We're looking at what can we do to win today so that we can win on Sunday. And so we understand it's going to be a great challenge, and we're going to play our best football if we want to win.
Patrick, I asked Andy about this, but the moves you guys made in the offseason, obviously getting rid of a pretty high-caliber player, what was the mindset after that? I asked this because you guys took over the #1 seed. What was the mindset as far as keep striving towards the same goal? Was it a conversation you felt like you had with the players and understood things?
I think guys just understand the culture that Coach Reed has built here over the years. It's bigger than one player. It's bigger than myself. And so what can we do to improve ourselves, to give ourselves the best chance to win? And we understand how great Tyreek is. I think people see that now in Miami even more than they saw it here, how special of a player that he is. But in this offense, it's about everybody. How can we make each other better? And we've brought new guys in and kind of kept the older guys have gotten bigger roles. And we've done whatever we can to win football games, and that's helped us get this, being the #1 seed now, but how can we continue that and get even better as the season goes on?
Were you pretty confident that both you guys would excel the way that you have once playing with each other?
Yeah, I mean, I saw Tyreek at practice every single day, so I knew that he was going to make plays no matter where he was at, and he got in a great offense with other great players, so it made it easy for him to go out there and show his talent. And then for us, I mean, I knew the guys that we had in our locker room, and like I said at the beginning of the year, man, Coach Reed's had success everywhere. So if I just do what he says, usually good things happen.
Does it surprise you that people seem to get healthy the week of when they come to when you're about to play? And I believe Mike Williams along with Keenan Allen, they're expected to come back and play this week. Kind of, and then who knows what happens next week?
I mean, it's a good thing to me. I mean, you're playing the best. I mean, every single week we want to play the best. We want to prepare ourselves to make a run in the playoffs, to try to get to the Super Bowl and win it. And if you play the best teams and with their best players and you win, it gives you that confidence that you can continue to get better and better. And whenever you play them in the playoffs, you're ready for it.
Patrick, because of injuries and such, you're going to start the week receiver-wise with Watson, Moore, and Tony. That's obviously a little bit different. What gives you the confidence in that group of guys?
Yeah, I mean, we put guys in positions to succeed. And so for me, it's about executing the offense, finding the open guy, and getting the ball out of my hands and letting those guys make plays. And we've seen over the year that these guys can make plays in big moments. And so we'll give them those chances, as well as have some younger guys step up. And then hopefully we can get some guys back later in the week. And if not, we'll be ready to go with whoever's out there.
Specifically Watson, how critical has he been in sort of that underrated role for you guys this season in big spots?
Yeah, I mean, he's made a lot of big catches and big parts in games. He does a great job of blocking. It's crazy. Like in that last game, whenever we had some guys go out there back to back, he was kind of telling guys, "Hey, you go to this position and you take Juju's role, you take Marquez's role," and he knows every position on the football field, and he just wants to go out there and have success. So having guys like that, and I mean like that we have in the whole receiving room now, I think we'll be fine of just going out there and executing the offense.
Patrick, I saw yesterday that you quote tweeted Baldy's video of Jared McKinnon and his blocking ability. Just what do you appreciate most about what he's been able to do to keep you upright in certain moments this season?
Yeah, I mean, he has a great understanding of the protection plan. I mean, everything. That look that we got was kind of an unscouted look that we had gotten early in the season versus the Colts, where they used one of their linebackers to pick the tackle, and then the DN loops around. And earlier in the season, you might go with the linebacker because that's technically your guy, but he passed it off like he was an offensive lineman, man. And so for him, just knowing the protection plan, having that, like I said, that dog to step up and block a defensive end that's 6'5", 6'6", 280, and give me enough time to throw the ball downfield. I mean, that's what it takes in order to be a great team, is everybody doing their job. And it's special for a guy like that to take on that job and do such a great job of it.
Patrick, two-fold questions. Do you prefer being the top dog to where everybody's coming after you, or did you like it to where you were kind of trying to catch what Buffalo is at the moment? I'll follow up.
I don't really care. I just want to win.
Okay, that's good. That being the case, what has surprised you most? Each week in and week out. Obviously, you coming out of the game Sunday, you see the Minnesota Buffalo game being in the dogfight, and then of course, obviously anything can happen in the NFL, but then Philadelphia losing Monday night to Washington, where people were. So, I mean, what has surprised you most when you see week in and week out in the NFL?
It's not anything that surprises me. I mean, I understand it, man. I mean, everybody can beat everybody. I mean, there are great players on every single team in this league, and it's about who executes when it counts the most. And that's why we take situational football it's so important here. It's because it's something that changes games. I mean, everybody has great players. And we really focus on the situations that are going to win games, and we've done a great job this year of winning those situations. But let's keep it going, and whenever we get put in those situations again, let's maximize our opportunity and win more football games.
Patrick, when you look at
surprised what Tony's been able to give you coming in so late?
I wasn't surprised about him making the plays, but just us being able to move him around as much as we have. I mean, it's a testament to him, man. He's really got in here. He's learned. He's learned multiple positions, and we've moved him around now. It's not like he's in that one spot, and so we'll just continue to build on that. We don't want to overwhelm him. We don't want to put too much on his plate, but we're going to keep giving him more and more and more involved in this offense because it'll make this offense better as a whole as the season goes on.
Back to the Tyreek trade for a second. Was there any thought at the time in your mind that maybe this was going to be a little more of a rebuilding year? Not a complete rebuild, obviously, but any more of a rebuilding year than anything else you've gone through since you've been here?
Not necessarily. Every time I step on that football field, I expect to win. And I think Coach Reed and Brett Veach are going to put guys around me that we're going to go out there and win football games. And I think they've done that. And even though we have young guys, we knew it was going to take time for them to keep getting more and more accustomed to how we do things. But we won some of those tight games early in the year, and I said those are some big wins for us because those guys will learn even faster. And I think now we can continue to just build, and hopefully we can have the best team going into the playoffs whenever we're ready.
Patrick, just want to ask you about Justin Herbert, another young quarterback, and he was a little bit younger than you, but do you see any of yourself in the way that he plays, or maybe vice versa?
I mean, he's a special arm talent, man. He throws some passes that I don't think anyone can throw in this league, and that includes myself. I mean, he has a cannon for an arm. You watch it. I watch on film every week because we play similar opponents, and there's some throws you just kind of shake your head because they're that special. And so I understand it'll be a great challenge for us as a team to go up against the Chargers and the talent that they have over there. And so how can we match that intensity? How can we match that talent and go out there and win a football game is what we have to focus on.
Patrick, I know the next man mentality, that when a guy goes down, you're obviously not going to quit, right? You keep playing and you got to put it in there, but it changes. The different skill sets change. When Juju comes out and somebody else has to play his role, do you go through a quick mental checklist? Okay, this guy does this better, he does this better, and I'm looking to make different reads based upon what his skill set is?
Not necessarily different reads. I think the coaches do a great job of putting the right guys in the right positions. And so I think you saw right when Juju went out, we put Sky kind of in that inside role, let him catch the ball, get upfield. That was Juju's route, but Sky can do some of those similar type things, so let's put him in that position. If like when McCole came out, we put Justin Watson, we put the Chargers the last time in that same position that it was McCole's route. He was tired, put Justin Watson, another fast guy, he makes the play happen. And so I just rely on my coaches to put guys in the right position. Then I go through the reads, how I'm supposed to go through the reads. And I mean, other than if Kelsey's manned up, I give him the ball. But I go through the reads the way I'm supposed to go through the reads, and usually good things happen.
And then you said it was several years ago when you were on, I've asked you this before, but just get an update. Like when you were on LeBron's The Shop, you said, hey, in a couple of years, I'll really feel it. You were kind of talking about Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. You're 4.5 years in as a starter, 5.5 years in now. Do you feel like you know it all now, that it's reaction the way you were kind of aspiring it to be several years ago?
I think I'm definitely even a step further along with my process, but I still think I have a lot to learn. I mean, there's still certain protections that I get beat on because of the blitzes. There's certain coverages that get me because I don't recognize certain tells. So there's stuff that I can continue to get better at. But, I mean, like the struggles like I went through last year, I think are something that you can just build on and learn from, and I think it's helped me be a little bit more patient. But there's still some times, like the end of the last game, I threw the pick where I get a little too aggressive. So I try to just kind of maintain that balance of being aggressive but making the right decision.
Okay, thanks, Patrick.
Thanks,